Hare Krishna. Yeah.
So, Hare Krishna, we are all fortunate to have the association of His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu today. He's going to discuss upon the topic how to offer prayers from the heart, part 2. So, Prabhuji, on to you. Please enlighten us and help us. Hare Krishna.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshugavannmelitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, very happy to be with all the devotees of ISKCON Cultural Center, South Bangalore. Again. So, in my last talk with all of you, we had a PowerPoint called How to Offer Prayers. I will further develop on that today, a little more deeper today. And all of you are very sincerely practicing devotees for several years, 16 rounds of Hare Krishna chanting. And in order for us to be able to chant inoffensively, chant purely, and be able to attract Krishna's attention, there is a quality of chanting the utterance of the holy name, which is to be focused. Sonagrupu, is my volume good enough?
Yes, Prabhuji. Volume is good.
Volume good, thank you. Yeah. So let me share the screen, the same PPT, and I will type some more things today. Yeah. You can see the PPT now?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So last time I was showing this one, how to offer prayers, and okay. And then Prabhupada said we should be able to talk to the Lord, not in any sahajaik way, but in a genuine way, like a child calling for the mother. Prabhupada said, any religion that teaches you connecting with God, it should actually give you the experience, practical experience of dealing with the Lord. So the prayer should be done, how should we pray? It should be done wholeheartedly, not mechanically. So this talk about mechanical prayer versus wholehearted prayer comes in the section of Dasiputra, who later on becomes a Narada Muni. So when he was in the forest, he sat in meditation and worshipped the Lord, chanted his names, and Lord Vishnu appeared to him. And for a short while, and then he disappeared after that. And then the boy sat again in the same posture. Again he closed his eyes, again tried to call the Lord's names, but Lord wouldn't appear for the second time. And the boy started lamenting. I am doing the same procedure, whatever was taught to me before. At that time Lord appeared. Why is he not appearing for me now? So this question that arose in his heart has a direct connection to our topic today. Because the chanting of the holy name or the practice of spiritual life is not a mechanical process. It's a very dynamic process. What is the difference between mechanical and dynamic? For example, if you keep a Mercedes-Benz, say a Maruti and a Luna, a race from Bangalore to Mysore, it's very obvious for you. You can say that, Benz will come first, and, so, and Maruti will come second, and then Luna will come third. That's a mechanical process. But dynamic process means when all three are going on a race, imagine a helicopter comes and picks up the Luna, and then that takes it ahead and puts it in Mysore. Everybody is going to be surprised and shocked how Luna came first, isn't it? Therefore, I was telling you last time, prayer depicts the difference between what is humanly achievable and what is achievable by God. Uh, so what is achievable by God minus what is achieved by human being is equal to prayer. Hmm. That means by prayer you can exceed human limits. What we cannot do it on our own. It could be like a magic. It could be like a miracle come true. And there are many, many miracles have happened like that. Like you all know, that Narasimhananda Brahmachari, he made a flower bed road, and the petals were so soft. Uh, sometimes a flower has a bottom portion which is hard. Even that was not there. Only the petals were there, and colorful petals, fragrant petals of various flowers, and not a thin bed, but a thick bed of flower petals, and very nicely arranged in formations of different colors. On either side of the road, there were beautiful trees, shade-giving trees. There were also ponds where there were lotuses and lilies and ducks and swans and all. So when Mahaprabhu was walking on his way to Vrindavan, he was dancing beautifully on that flower bed petal. So in this way, Mahaprabhu was enjoying, accepting the service of Narasimhananda Brahmachari, who wholeheartedly meditated by Manasa Puja and created that road. So that is an example of somebody, rendering, somebody doing a magic practically. It's actually a magic or a miracle, you can say, isn't it? Making a flower bed road in the mind and Lord accepting it. And similarly, you all know that Pratishthanapur Brahmana cooked the sweet rice and put his finger inside, and it was hot and it burnt his finger. Although there was no sweet rice physically in his front, it was all happening in the mind as Manasa Puja. And Lord Vishnu laughed, and Lakshmi told Lord Vishnu to bring the Brahmana back to Vaikuntha. So there is another example like a magic. What happened by the right attitude of the devotee in the mind. Similarly, what Srila Prabhupada did is also a magic, because in 12 years to establish more than 108 centers worldwide, and that too in old age, with a couple of heart attacks on the way, with practically no other human support, no manpower, no money power. So many people talk about Prabhupada's miracle. And this is one of our greatest inspirations in our spiritual life, to see that Krishna did a magic through Prabhupada. And this magic is far superior to the magic of P.C. Sarkar and other magicians who may make some coins or do some little magic. But Prabhupada did the magic of transforming the hearts of people across the globe. So in this way, what cannot humanly happen can happen by prayer. That was one point I was making last time. And so the Narada boy, the Dasiputra, he was not able to see the Lord by mechanical prayer, which is a clear indication for all of us that if our daily chanting goes very mechanical, we do get some benefit. It's not that it is useless. No one can say a spiritual activity is useless, even if it is done mechanically. It at least produces Ajnata Sukriti. Some credits are there. Surely Krishna takes pity on us that this devotee is making some effort, though it's mechanical, and he's dozing in chanting, and his mind is creating hell for him. He's struggling, but he's not giving up. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridavrata. He's not giving up. He's trying to continue. So Lord is certainly very compassionate, merciful. So he'll give us some account. Say you get one count of Sukriti you get. But if it is done with the heart, you'll get 1,000 count. It is very much bigger. Just like, certain charities given on certain auspicious days have a much bigger count. Just like if you chant in Vrindavan Dham or Mayapur Dham, one round of chanting is equal to hundreds of rounds there in the holy place. So in the same manner, chanting done with the heart is much different than chanting done superficially as a lip service. Hmm. So therefore, the boy understood very soon that seems that Lord is not pleased with my efforts now, and he started weeping actually, wanting to see the Lord. So then the Lord, as Akashvani, spoke to him. Hanta asmin janmani bhavan mamam drakshamiharhasi avipakpakashayanam durdarshoham kuyoginam. He's telling, my dear boy, those people who have not completed the seva, services, and those who have not become purified in the heart completely, those two fellows cannot see my darshan, the Lord said. So as soon as I read this, I understood, oh, that means that Narada boy had some impurities in his my heart, and also he has to do a little more service to get purified. That's what I thought. But when I read Srila Vishnu Chakravarti's commentary and Prabhupada's commentary, I got a totally different information there. Both of them are saying the same point, that the boy was completely pure at heart. Oh, really? If a boy is completely pure at heart, then why did the Lord say, your heart has some impurity? That was the question I got. The answer is this. Actually, Lord wanted him to feel humble. Therefore, he told them that those who are not, he didn't tell him, you are impure. The Lord told, those who are not yet pure cannot get my darshan. Like that, indirectly, mystically, he said. Then the boy understood, he decoded and understood that, oh, really? That means I am impure. When he thought I am impure, he became humble. He felt very humble. And Chakravarti Thakur says, actually the boy was already pure. Otherwise, he would not have got darshan of the Lord in the first place. But his love for the Lord was infant prema. Lord wanted the infant prema to grow into adult prema. Infant prema means like a small sapling that is germinating out of a seed. Very easily goat or cow can eat it away and uproot it. Similarly, our Shraddha, if it is Komal Prema, Komal Shraddha, it can be destroyed or defeated by so many things. But adult Prema means like a tree with a tree trunk. You can't even shake the trunk of the tree. That is adult Prema is like that. It's like a rock candy. Nobody can defeat it. So Lord actually wanted this boy to feel that I am impure and I have to purify my heart. I have to do more homework. I have to feel a sense of urgency. I can't take it light. I have to become serious, sincere, and strict in my spiritual life, so that my heart will be cleansed. And also I will do more and more services. Lord says, one who is incomplete in service cannot see me. So let me do more services. Let me go to all the holy places and enter more and more seva. Like that, the boy thought, and thinking like that, he was ready to do the endeavor, take the initiative, do the homework. But actually, Lord knew very well the boy is already pure because of nishkapat, bhakti, niraparad bhakti already, and he has already started developing the early day leaves, tender leaves of bhava. He had started developing, and those tender leaves are in a small plant now, which will grow into a big tree. And also Lord gave that darshan like a sample soap. Like a company gives a sample soap free of cost. For the big soap you want to buy, you have to pay the price, which the boy paid eventually. So from that episode, we understand I can't afford to be doing devotional life mechanically for a long time. There are various problems in doing mechanical devotional service. One is the sense gratification will start again appearing attractive to us. If you are doing bhakti mechanically, again we will start looking down instead of looking up. That is one great danger for us. We can be pulled back into materialistic lifestyle. That's one danger. Another danger is when we do it mechanically, the process is very strugglesome, very painful, like climbing up a mountain or something. It's very troublesome. So because it's very troublesome, after chanting, some devotees, tada, they lie in the bed. I have completed 16 rounds at last, as if I have run a 40-kilometer marathon race. After that, you may be flat because the chanting was not delicious. Rather, it was a struggle, great struggle. Manashashtani indriyani prakritistani karshati. So mechanical practice causes tiredness. Uh, Mechanical practice causes us a sense of great struggle and boredom. That's another problem. Mm. And the third, another problem of doing mechanical chanting is it could become offensive. Mm. when we are offensive in chanting, what are we doing? We are growing the weeds along with, we are watering the weeds along with the devotional creeper. So then what happens? When you water the weeds grow and pose greater challenge in the following period. Because, if the weeds grow stronger and the devotional creeper doesn't get the water, then bhakti grows weaker and the weeds grow stronger. What are those weeds? Nishiddhacharya Kutinati Jiva Himsana Puja Labha Pratishtha Adi Upashakadi Gana. This is 19.159. Madhya Lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita. CC Madhya 19.159, 19.160. You can read those two verses. So the purports are very important also. That tells us about the weeds in Rup Siksha. Lord Chaitanya is telling to Rupa Goswami. So when we read that, we understand what are the weeds and how we should not water those weeds. But if you are chanting mechanically, we are actually doing aparadhanam and watering the weeds very innocently, inattentively, unknowingly, ignorantly, foolishly. We are watering, and then that grows stronger, and then it becomes a problem. Just like some people, they don't check the mosquitoes when they come in the early days in the house. They don't keep the place clean. And gradually you find ants or mosquitoes, all these things increase in big number if you don't check them in the early stages. Aparad also is like that. It just keeps multiplying. If the gutter is, stagnated, then it becomes a breeding place for the mosquitoes. Similarly, if the chanting becomes mechanical, it becomes a breeding place for the offenses. And then the offenses multiply. And then and when the offenses multiply, the offenses also produces reactions which are very painful. Some of the painful reactions of offenses you saw, like Gopal Chapal suffered a physical disease of Kushtrog, leprosy and all. And there are others who suffer from mental problems, mental turmoils because of offenses. Spiritually, if you see, like Rupa Goswami saw, one very nice spiritual world scene, and he was laughing. One limping Vaishnava misunderstood, because of which Rupa Goswami samadhi was lost, isn't it? So, in this way, our samadhi in spiritual life can be lost by by committing offenses. Many problems are there by committing offenses. So, in this way, we can say many more things, but the point is, we don't want to chant mechanically. We want to chant wholeheartedly. And we want to break through the material coverings and be able to speak to the Lord and enter the spirit of Shastik Stotram. So that is going to be our goal today. So now let me type something. Just a minute. Okay, how to pray from our heart. So in order for us to be able to do this, so we have to open the 3 doors, one after another. So I'll tell you what are the 3 doors. So So you're able to see all of you now? Okay. Oh, what happened? What is happening?
It has got
Huh? What happened? Something happened with the PowerPoint.
now can you share again?
Mirror
Prabhu,
is saying.
you
Okay.
unshare and then reshare again, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu.
Stop
I will.
sharing.
Yes, Prabhu. I have to find out where it is now. Okay, Prabhu. Just, again, it is going inside.
No, it is going to loop, Prabhu, infinite loop.
I think screens are going to loop mirror and
Okay. Prabhu, should I quit and come back again?
Yes, Prabhu, you quit and come back.
Okay, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
I can again go back to PPT again. I'll get it.
Yes.
When I was typing, it was clear now. Now I can share the PPT again.
Yes, sir. You can share again.
Okay, so this is what I was typing.
Now it's clear, Guruji.
So I was telling about the three doors: the first door, second door, and third door. So all of you know very well in the path of Ashtanga Yoga, you know, there are eight steps in Ashtanga Yoga: Yama, Niyama, Pranayama, Pratyahara, and then Yama, Niyama, Pranayama, Asana, and then Pratyahara, and then Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. So the higher stages like Dharana and Dhyana, they involve the mind. They involve absorption with the mind, and Samadhi is of the heart fully, completely. And the early stages are for the body, like Yama, Niyama. Up to that is for the body. And Yama, Niyama, Asana is all for the body. And Pranayama is for the mind. Pranayama, Pratyahara is all for controlling the mind. And the last part is for the heart. So now, similarly in our chanting, I am not going to talk much about the first two, that is body and mind, because that will swallow our time. I want to devote more time for the heart. But I can give you a clue based on which you can, study more and work on the body. So I'll just put it in brackets here. When we talk about the body, we talk about all three of them. We talk about stability. Now, stability of the body, comes by, for example, asanas. Okay. Good health. Prabhu, you can read what I have written for the body. One of you can read it.
Uh, Bodily stability, asanas, good health, sleep, rest, exercise, regulated lifestyle, regulated harmless Krishna conscious recreation, freedom from diseases, avoidance of bad habits.
And we can say extra. Why? Now you got a knack now. You know it now. What more to add, you all know very well. Basically, opening the first door means stabilizing the body. See, there is a saying, a healthy mind and a healthy body. It is said. If a body is not healthy, if body is not offered these things. For example, night if I couldn't sleep, one of the days I slept at 10 o'clock and I got up at 11:30. You see, I had some, some kind of sneezing and cold at 11:30. I got up and drank some water, hot water and everything. So the night sleep got disturbed. The next day morning I get up, my chanting is affected because of lack of sleep. Prabhupada says if your sleep is poor, your brain gets heated up and you become angry, he says. So we need a good sleep, good rest, exercise, regulated lifestyle. All these things are required. So the yogasanas, if you want in that exercise, you can say, yoga, pranayam and all that comes in that. So in this way, the body has to be kept, whatever it takes for you to keep your body healthy enough to do your spiritual practices very well, nicely, without compromising. So the body is healthy, you feel a kind of pleasurable feeling in the body. It's free from diseases. You feel very comfortable in the body, and then it will be easy to focus. That's the first one. So now I will write about the second one, mind. The mind, in order for us to keep the mind free, we have to know the problems of the mind, like freedom from worries of past, fear of future, freedom from lust, anger, greed.
Means
Yeah.
while sharing this, you don't need to share the press share screen.
This one?
If you use this one, sorry, if you are using this one, then there is no need to share screen.
There? Okay. Now it's coming? Okay. I used that also. This was both I used.
No, only that is sufficient.
Okay.
You can stop this share screen. Whenever you want to share, you can just...
I can stop share now?
Yes.
So it's going like this inside.
You can click here. And before you can click.
Okay. Now it's all right? Okay. They're getting it now.
Yes.
Okay.
And whenever you want to show yours,
And I'll trust that only. Only this and this.
No share screen.
Okay. So, okay, let us complete this one. Okay, freedom from past anger, freedom from negativity, freedom from lethargy. Yeah. So now you got an idea. Please, can you read the second one? about the mind, door of the mind.
Freedom from worries past, fear of future, freedom from lust, anger, greed, freedom from negativity, lethargy, comfort zone, pride, envy, unhealthy comparisons, depression, etc.
Yeah. So, to put it precisely, I can say that freedom from wasteful and negative thoughts, freedom from impure vrittis, vasanas, and samskaras, etc. Please read that also. Now, what I added now.
Freedom from wasteful and negative thoughts, freedom from impure vrittis, vasanas, and samskaras, etc.
Yeah, correct. So, vritti means propensity. Uh, for example, if you take a small stone and put in the pond, it becomes light, uh, some kind of ripples come. Vasana is little more deeper. Mm, It is a tendency. Mm. Vasana means a tendency. And samskaras means a deep-rooted groove, unchangeable, habits. Deep-rooted habits are called sanskaras. So uh, we know what are they. We have experience of kama, krodha, madalabha, moha, matsarya. So these are vrittis, vasanas, and sanskaras. So now you got an idea of what are the scripts we have in our mind. And these are actually posing a lot of challenge in our chanting also. We have worry of the past and fear of the future, and all these negative impressions and everything. So I will give you a clue on how do we work on this. The easiest way to work on these problems, the bad scripts of the mind, I will just write a few solutions so that and then we go to the heart after that. So the solution for this is cultivate God of goodness in behavior, speech, and thought. This is one thing which is very valuable to do if you are really serious. Then keep away from bad habits arising from tamo and rajo gunas, and chant and pray to Lord and pure devotees for help in curing the evils in our mind. Then upbringing parents, teachers, and association, friends, books, movies, songs, etc., which has caused the impurities can be rooted out by strict, sincere, serious spiritual practice.
Their little blur is going. Means you can share the screen. That is more better.
With screen?
Like previous.
Instead of that,
We are not able to read the text on this slide.
No. I will do another thing. I'll just share it through just a minute. I will do 1 minute. My assistant is here. He told me another way. Now you will be able to see better. Now, how are you seeing now?
Yes. Now it is clear, Guruji.
This is another way.
Yes.
So he told me now.
This is better.
It's bigger now. Okay.
Yes.
So now I have written some more things what we can do. Yeah. Now please add. I have added some more. Please read them.
So solution, cultivate mode of goodness in behavior, speech and thought. Keep away from bad things arising from tamo and rajogunas. Chant and pray to Lord and pure devotees for help in curing the evils in our mind. Upbringing by parents, teachers, association of friends, books, movies, songs, etc., which has caused impurities can be rooted out by strict, sincere, serious spiritual practice.
Yeah. So these impurities in the mind can definitely be wiped out by willpower. And the willpower is actually developed by strict, sincere, and serious spiritual practice. So this can be done. And then one more thing we can do is spiritual mental absorption by prolonged hearing and chanting of Lord's pastimes, visiting holy places, associating with advanced devotees. I can read it now.
Spiritual mental absorption by prolonged hearing and chanting of Lord's pastimes, visiting holy places, associating with advanced devotees, reducing our material engagements which are entangling.
So by doing these things, my mind will become more spiritually absorbed. So these are all things which speciality we can give to ourselves in order to cure the maladies of the mind. The mind, and the most important thing I'm going to write towards the end now, which is, making special effort for here's the last one.
Making special effort for attentive chanting of Hare Krishna every day.
So because to cure the mind, Krishna is called Manohar. Manohar means one who attracts our mind. So how will he attract our mind? During the chanting, actually we should sit in a sacred space where the disturbances are very less. I should not sit near the door. If I sit near the door, people are walking in, walking out, I will get disturbed. And I should not open my eyes fully. If I do, then I'll get distracted. I should not close my eyes fully. If I do, I will go to sleep. So I should slightly keep my eyes open. And therefore, the yogis meditate and concentrate on the tip of the nose, their own nose. So you are not falling asleep also, and you are not getting distracted also. So in this way, one should keep oneself fit for concentrating. And the morning time is very good for Sattva-guna chanting. So the chanting is very good early morning. If you can chant in the morning hours, it's very nice. We can do that. And also, there is yama and niyama given in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which are not very difficult to follow. If you faithfully follow, for example, in yama he says, ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha, yamaha, he says. That means these things if you do, mind will become very easily calm. For example, don't cause trouble to any other devotee or any other living being, because if I pinch someone, they will pinch me back. After pinching someone, I'll be always afraid. Like Ashwatthama killed the 5 children. Could he remain peaceful? You see? Duryodhana troubled the Pandavas. Could he remain peaceful? Ravana stole the wife of Rama. Could he remain peaceful? So after causing trouble to other living beings, we can't be peaceful. Therefore, don't do himsa. And then Satya means always speak the truth, because if we speak lies, we will always be worried what lie I spoke to whom we forget oftentimes. Then we tell one lie to one person, another lie to another person. That causes mental tension. And Asteya means don't steal the credit that is due for others. Uh, if someone else deserves credit, give them. Don't artificially take it to you. And then Brahmacharya is sex life, no sex life before marriage, and no sex life outside marriage. And within sex life also, if husband and wife eventually treat themselves as spiritual partners and learn to lead a pure life and not unnecessarily waste the sexual energy for sense gratification, but utilize the sex for procreating children to raise in Krishna consciousness, then that is Brahmacharya. And Aparigraha means don't accumulate too many things, unnecessities. That is actually called Atyahara. Atyahara means over accumulating things, and they take a lot of our maintenance time. So we should maximize Krishna time, minimize Maya time. So in this way, mind can be peaceful by following Yama. And Niyama also, he says, Shaucha, Santosha, Swadhyaya, Japa, Ishvara, Pranidhani, Niyamaha, he says. That means Shaucha means keeping body clean by taking bath 2-3 times a day, and keeping our money clean by giving charity to Krishna service, keeping our mind clean by chanting the holy names. In this way, we can keep all these things clean. Keeping our room clean with no clutter, so that Tamaguna will not come. And then Santosha means satisfaction, very vital quality. If we can keep our mind satisfied in whatever, there is one very beautiful verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It says, Yadrichalapa santushto. He says that if one is satisfied with whatever Krishna sends, then he is solidly maintained by Krishna. It says, one should never have craving. Craving actually causes disease in the mind of envy and hankering. And Swadhyaya is regularly studying the scriptures. Japa is the chanting of the holy name. And Ishvara Pranidhani is feeling of dependence on the Lord, like a child depending on the mother. And that is Ishvara Pranidhani, surrendering to the Lord, surrendering our mind to the Lord. So these things, if we do, these two things actually make our mind very nice, very favorable for chanting very nicely. So now this is the second door of the mind. So now we have to go to the third door, which is the heart. Let's go to the third door, just 1 minute. Okay. Okay. Now, what all come in the third door of the heart? One interesting information I'll tell you. The third door cannot be opened by you. The third door is locked from inside. Just like your altar is locked from inside. So, first two doors can be opened by you. Third door has to be opened by the Lord only. Really? If Lord has to open the third door, then I don't have to do anything, isn't it? I just open the first and second door and go to sleep. That's all? No. For the third door to open, we have to build up some attitude in our heart. And those attitudes should be able to attract Krishna's attention. They have to attract Krishna's attention. And then Krishna will open the door. If I tell you one instance, immediately you will understand what I am saying. I was in Mayapur Dham during Chandan Yatra time. I happened to be there once. So there were thousands of people actually. They were telling us that day for Radha Madhav they are going to put Chandan with blue color. Everybody was very eager to see how Madhav will look if his whole body is bluish. Everybody always was eager to see Madhav in blue color. So we were all waiting. And there was a heavy crowd in temple hall. Roaring Kirtan was going on. And they had announced to us that today darshan will not be at 7:15. Darshan will be at 8 o'clock, they had told us. So we were waiting, doing Kirtan. It became 8, it became 8:05, 8:10. So one man became wild and he shouted, "Hey, they told us 8 o'clock. Why are they not opening?" And one Prabhupada disabled Mataji was in white sari, standing on the dais. She controlled that man and said, "Hey, how can you shout? The Lord is getting ready now. And you can't shout at the Lord that you open the door. You can't say that. Huh? You know, Lord will appear by his own will. Like the sun will appear by his own will. Huh? You have to be patient." And that fellow said, "But why did they tell us that 8 o'clock they'll open?" He said, "Oh, the pujaris told us, but it's getting a little late. Because Chandan is not a very easy thing to put all over the body for the full big deity. It's taking time." And then she said, "Maybe the Lord is not satisfied with your kirtans. Now you guys have to do kirtan with more spirit, more attitude. Then the Lord will agree to give darshan." As soon as Mataji said that in the mic, immediately the kirtan picked up. Everybody was jumping and roaring, and kirtan became 5 times more voluminous after that. Then it became almost 8:30 or so. So the kirtan was so loud that when this man was shouting, nobody could hear his shouting. Kirtan became overwhelming like that. And then when the kirtan went to the crescendo, the heights, that time the altar opened. Because Radha Madhav told the pujaris, "I am very eager to see my devotees because they are chanting from their hearts. They are calling out my name with desperation and great eagerness and enthusiasm to see me." So the Lord said, "Now you open the door." So when Lord inspires the pujari to open the door, he will open the door. Otherwise, pujari will keep on decorating the Lord, dressing the Lord. There is no end only. Krishna's friends tell Krishna the day your Yashoda loves you so much, she is going to be dressing all day and you are never going to come for herding the cows. They tell him, if she dresses like this so meticulously, today our program of going to forest will be finished. They are saying. Similarly, pujaris are also lovers of the deity. Oftentimes they may not end in time, and keep on decorating the Lord. But Lord inspires the pujari. Hey, now you open now. Open the door. Let all the people who come to my temple take darshan of me. So the door for the altar opens from inside. It doesn't open from outside. So we have to possess certain qualities which will inspire Lord Krishna and attract us to him. And he'll open the door. He will ask the pujari to open the door. Then we can get his darshan. So now what are those qualities? I will tell you in my next class when I meet all of you. Now I will take some questions because I devoted some time for the body and mind, and we put down something in writing which I will mail to Sri Gopinath Pran Prabhu, and he will share those 2 slides which we all viewed here. I will send it across, and we can actually do that 2 homework also, working on the body and working on the mind. Because one more thing I forgot to tell in the previous slide. Just a minute. So one more thing is we can in the mind, you can also add this one. You can add here austerities of mind also. Even in Bhagavad Gita, BG 17.14 to 16, 3 austerities are given there. That mind is also there. That can be included also. Similarly, body also is there. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priyacham tayat swadhyaya abhyasanam cheva vangmayam tapuchate. That is for the body. And for the mind, mana prasada samyatvam maunam atma vinigraha bhava samshuddhirityeta tapa mana samuchate. So those 2 verses can also be included for cleansing the mind. Because austerities, tapo divyam putraka yena sattvam shuddhyet yasmat brahmasokyam tvanantam. So performing these austerities, sattvam shuddhyet means cleanses the mind. So we can perform those austerities also. So this slide and this 2 slides, I will send it across. You can go through it leisurely and we can work on them. And then this third of the heart, it will require some time, which I will talk next time when I talk to all of you. Now I can take some questions, I think. Yes. All right, Prabhu, I can take some questions. Yeah.
In chat, some questions are coming.
Yes, Roji. Thank you. Thank you for explaining about, 3 doors. Now you all understood the 3 doors. So bodily door is not very difficult to keep it healthy, easy. The mental door is little difficult to keep it healthy because My mind is more difficult to work on than the body. It's more subtle, but it is not impossible. We can work on it. And beyond the mind, we have to work for the heart. So let me see the chat questions now. I'll answer them. Okay. Okay. About PPT. Okay. Okay. I heard Gopuram flag in Puri flows in opposite direction of the wind course. Have you personally observed like this? Yeah, I have observed it. Yeah, it's very amazing. It is. Yeah, actually, this is one of the wonders in Puri. So there are about 20 wonders like this. There's a PowerPoint also. So Nagar, you have that PowerPoint? Some 15 or 20 wonders in Puri.
I don't have Rohini.
Okay,
Uh,
if I find, I can send it across. I mean, actually, so these are really, really miraculous. Like they have a pot, one pot, second pot, third pot, fourth pot, fifth pot, 5 pots they have, one over other. And they put the fire in the pot below, and the top pot gets, cooked first. Then the second pot, then third pot, then fourth pot. Can you imagine? Huh? So like this, there are many miracles happening in Puri. Very amazing. The shadow doesn't fall the Gopuram shadow doesn't fall at all on the ground. People don't have to worry about putting their foot on the shadow. So there are about 15, 20 wonders of Puri. Yeah, I have seen it in this flag thing, what they were saying. I have seen it. And Anup was asking, thank you for explaining about the 3 doors for improving prayers. Can you please elaborate what is upbringing of parents in the body door? Yeah. Upbringing of parents means sometimes a child gets to see parents shouting and yelling and, sometimes even mother may throw a belna from the kitchen out to them, the father. They have sometimes a war also. And father may beat her up also. In some homes, not everywhere. I'm saying in some families. Father slaps the mother, or mother is crying, or sometimes father is crying. So depending on who is more stronger. So you may find sometimes such things happen. So the child carries impressions from that. Child thinks that, then child develops fear of mother and father. Sometimes parents diverse also. Uh, like imagine if a child is in a growing stage, the mother divorces and marries another man and goes away. Uh, or the father is trying to have affair with another woman and the mother is unhappy and the divorce happens. So it very badly affects the child. Uh, and also parents can teach some bad habits to children sometimes. Uh, they teach children to be envious of others in the class and all, if they are not devotees, if they are not mature. Uh, so then that way we can pick up some bad qualities in parents. Good parents, on the other hand, teach very good things. Like they teach, like Prabhupada's father, Gaur Mohan, they taught how to rise early in the morning, how to worship the Lord on the altar, how to be very satisfied with little business. And his father was very happy man. So Gaur Mohan Day was an ideal example for Abhay to be very devotional minded. He wanted his son to learn Mridangam. He wanted him to also become a devotee of Radharani. He served the sadhus and requested them to bless his son in that way. So in this way, sometimes good parents can do great good to you. Yeah. And then, okay, some more questions are here. One Jagrat Kumar was asking, for intelligence, is there any door or is it considered in mind door itself? Yeah. Actually, what to speak of intelligence, when I met his one gentleman called TKV Iyengar, you all may be aware of him. He is the fellow from whom the whole yoga across the globe has spread out. Very big man called Iyengar. He lives in Pune only. He lived in Pune. At the age of 95, he passed away recently. So when he was 90 years old, my spiritual master went to meet him, and fortunately, I knew Tamil language, so he took me with him because Iyengar speaks Tamil also. So my Guru Maharaj told, he'll be happy to see you from Tamil Nadu. You come with me. So I went to meet him. So he was actually glorifying my spiritual master that, you are such a fortunate soul. You are born in America, but you practiced Krishna consciousness and did so much preaching all last 30, 40 years. Your life has become blessed. My Guru Maharaj told him, See, you have, because of you, yoga has spread all over the world. But you know what he said? What is the use of this yoga? People are all becoming more and more bodily conscious. He was telling. They are doing yogasanas just for keeping good health. huh? And then he told, actually, I am a follower of Ramanuja. I am ashamed that I have taught the yoga well, but I have not given them the spiritual part, which I want to write a book called Core Yoga. And before I die, he said, the best of my wisdom I will put in that book. Now he has written that book. I have copies also with me. So, bulky book on core yoga. So, he said, when I'm writing that book, he said, I'm going to write one important thing. He said, the mind is called as Ekadasha Indriya, which means 11th Indriya. If it connects with Jnanendriya and Karmendriya and flows outwardly into the material world like this, it flows out. That means 5 Jnanendriyas, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin, and 5 Karmendriyas, hands, legs, genitals, rectum, and speech. He said, if mind flows with this, it's very unfortunate. It is counted as 11th Indriya, he said. But if the mind can be elevated and combined with the soul, then the mind is not called mind, it is called Antahkarana, he said. The Antahkarana is only one thing. It has got 3 parts in it. Man, Buddhi, Ahankar. All the 3 combined together is called Antahkarana. So then the Antahkarana combines with the soul in opening the heart and developing love for the Lord, the super soul in the heart. So he was telling that that's what ideally one should do, that the goal of yoga is that, he said. So then he said, I'm going to quote all the Patanjali's Yoga Sutras in relation to that, along with Ramanuja's conclusion of Prapatti. And I'm going to write a book before he passed. And he fortunately did that. In 2 to 3 years he did. In 93 years of age he finished. In 95 he passed away. So in that book, last few pages, you will see he has brought the people to the right conclusion of Bhakti Yoga. And he told another interesting thing. He said, those people have too much ego they have to do the Ashtanga Yoga. And if your ego is less, you can directly do Bhakti Yoga, he said. And then he said, therefore, Dhruva Maharaj had to do Ashtanga Yoga in the forest because he had an ego tussle with his stepmother and his stepbrother and all. Because the senses and mind are more difficult to control. Then you have to do Ashtanga Yoga, he said. But if you are ready to surrender to Lord directly, all this is useless, he was telling. You simply surrender to Lord Krishna, which you all are doing. He was so much appreciating. So now your answer is here for your question. That actually intelligence, mind, and ahankar, they are all only one unit only. And why I separated the mind? Because we know that our mind is very impure and it flows outwardly. Therefore, I use the word mind. Otherwise, Antakarana is counted along with the soul and the heart. The heart actually means subconscious mind, is called Chitta. Chit means pure consciousness. Chitta means contaminated consciousness, which is subconscious mind. So subconscious mind is called as a static mind, and the conscious mind is called as an active mind. Right now our mind is active, now that is conscious mind. Subconscious mind is called Chitta. So the Chitta and the Buddhi and the Ahankar put together, they are all called as Antakarana, which is also connected with the heart, and the heart door, it will come in that. So we will talk more about it when I meet all of you again another time. And here there is one more question Deepa Mat is asking. If we cannot do Pradakshina around Tulsi Devi due to lack of space, can we do Pradakshina wherever we are standing? I am not very sure whether we can rotate around ourselves because sometimes the Mayavadis do that. That's called Ahangrahopasana, we call it. Ahangraha means they consider their own soul to be Supreme Brahman and they do around themselves. So I generally don't do that. If I don't have space to circumambulate Tulasi, I close my eyes in the mind only, I circumambulate around Tulasi. And then I water the Tulasi. That's what I generally do. One more question. Okay, Sankarshan Priya Mataji is asking. Sankarshan Priya Prabhu is asking, how we can attract the mercy of the Lord to open the third door? And that will be next class. How to open the heart. That's the main topic. We will talk about that. I have small Deepam is asking. I have small Gauranita deities. Recently I saw an image of big Gauranita deities. And ever since I'm thinking whether I should get them. Dressing and Lankar for bigger deities is a desire that pushes me to think of this. Is it right to think like this? You can check with Narahar Chaitanya Prabhu and other seniors like that, because I think that your temple is soon going to open, and they may have a big Gaurnete also. Then you may get a chance to decorate them in the temple. So if the temple is going to have big Gaurnete deities, it is better to dress them in the temple, because my spiritual master used to say that if you have home deities and temple deities, if you serve the temple deities, home deities are automatically taken care. Huh? So because temple should be our home, we should make temple our home by going to temple, rendering services there. It will be nice. Sadiraj Prabhu is asking, could you suggest a book on science and spirituality, arguments on the existence of God, creation, consciousness, etc., keeping college students in mind? Yeah. Okay, I have this thing. You can go to, I think you will need a password, I think, for this. Actually, there are many lectures in www.dys.radheshyamdas.com. Device stands for Discover Yourself. In that, I have put many videos. But if you want the PDF files also, you can get. For that, maybe you have to write a mail to voicemedia.pune@gmail.com. Voicemedia.pune@gmail.com. And I'll give you the password. Or even Suvarna Gaurav Prabhu can give you password. If you ask him also, he may have it. So then you can take the password, put it in the website, radheshyamdas.com website, and you go to the books section, you click it, and then there you can get the Discover Yourself book that has PDF files are available. You can take it. Also, you can take one more book. And for the arguments, you can take this third book in the spirituality, science and spirituality series called Your Secret Journey. That book has solid arguments on Darwin's theory and Big Bang and all that. Yeah. And then
we have it in temple, they can take.
Oh, you have it also? Swami Prabhu saying temple also it's available. You can take it. Okay. And Sundarabhisham Prabhu is asking, sometimes due to our carelessness or ignorance, we may be indifferent, and we have seen in the scriptures that the mercy on us will be withdrawn. So Hare Krishna was like, how do we understand this? The mercy is is withdrawn. Any symptoms? Oh, you can see very clear symptoms. Many, many symptoms you can see. One of the ways when we lose mercy, our spiritual outlook is evaporated and material outlook sets in. Now we start seeing the deities materially. We start seeing the devotees materially. We start seeing prasadam materially. And we are unable to feel ecstasy in the heart while performing devotion service. We do devotion service mechanically. And we also become angry on devotees, and we feel that our service is the best service, other service is not so important. And we also feel that others are useless, they are not doing enough, and I am putting my sweat and toil, and I am struggling the most, and I am the best devotee. And this kind of neophyteness increases when Lord withdraws the mercy. We can see that these are some symptoms I told you. There are many more symptoms we can see. So yes, we have to make correction by humbling ourselves. The next time when I meet all of you, I will tell you more on that. Opening of the heart will help in multiple ways. It will help in our current spiritual life. It will also help in our future spiritual life. It will help in speeding up, attracting Krishna's mercy. And Kiran Padiyar Prabhu is asking, Prabhu, I feel difficulty sitting for a prolonged time on floor. I have to change posture often due to stiffness in joints. You can sit in a chair also if sitting on the floor is difficult for you. Does it has anything to do with the mental state also? I have started to practice yoga nowadays, but I still feel challenged to sit peacefully and chant. Okay. So sometimes if you get a lot of bone pain, probably you have to do Abhyanga, oil bath twice in a week or something. Oil bath completely will relieve you of this pain. And it evaporates the vata in the body. And if you can sit and chant, idea is the mind doesn't shake up when you sit and chant in one place. But when you walk, there is a lot of distraction. Maybe you can walk in a short distance within just 2 meters or 3 meters, so that you don't have to do any traffic control. You can just go within a short distance back and forth, So nobody will interfere in your way, then you can chant well. That is also all right. Even Prabhupada used to walk and chant also. Okay. Keshav Gaur was asking, thanks for practical class. One's mind is a million and trillions or unlimited births old. The rebellious, especially while chanting, should we waste our time and energy in controlling the mind, or should we go on with our sadhana ignoring the mind? There are 4 ways to manage the mind. One of the ways which you have spelled out here is ignoring the mind. That is a good idea. Prabhupada also says this. Mind is like a monkey, just ignore it. Like sometimes a small boy makes sound with a tick, 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 tick. The grandfather gets irritated. Hey, don't make the noise. And the more he controls the boy, he will make more sound. He will go from here to that, that to here and make sound. If he just ignores him, then his boy doesn't make sound. That is ignoring. One more way is cajoling the mind. Bhajahure mana Shri Nanda Nandana Abhaya Charana Ravind. That is cajoling the mind. Another one is beating the mind with shoes. That is like chanting 64 rounds on Ekadashi day, 32 rounds. It's like beating the mind. Hey, rascal mind, I'll beat you up very strongly. That is one other way. And the fourth one is never trust the mind. He says, Na sangam karhichit kuriyat sakyam. Never make friendship with the mind. Mind is a badmash. It's a rascal. Mind is a non-devotee. Rishabhadev says that in the 5th canto, 5th chapter, 6th verse, I think, 556, I think. Yeah. So, not trust the mind. So, in this way, there are various ways to manage the mind. Whatever works for you, you can adapt it. Prabhu, should I take some more questions? Or we are running out of time?
No, we are not running out of time. If important questions, we can always address it.
Only two questions.
Yes, go. Here Balaji Prabhu is asking, even after hearing from devotees, reading from Shastra, attending multiple classes, I am not able to focus on performing sadhana. What could be the reasons and how to rectify this problem? So what you can do, Balaji Prabhu, you can take a notebook and pen and then jot down some points for your personal application after reading the Shastra, attending classes. Probably you are hearing class and you tend to forget probably. So if you have to note down some points, just like if I take a lens and put it on focal point, then only it will burn the paper. Otherwise, simply you are shaking the lens, it will not burn. Mind is shaking, we won't be able to achieve anything. So for concentrating the mind, you have to have some focus points in your life. What all you heard or attended in the lecture. Like today you attended a lecture. What are you going to apply from this? You should write down when you go back. Satyaj was asking. Babuji, your science-based short clips introduced on late on YouTube channel are very helpful. Thank you. I have to continue posting. Yeah, we will do that. Thank you. Yeah. You can also see in leadersvoiceindia.com. Leadersvoiceindia.com. You will find more there, more than this. Yeah. And Lokeshwar Lakshmi Mata is asking. Okay, thank you. Yeah, leadersvoiceindia.com. Yes. I think
Yes, sir.
that's all. I think I answered all the questions. Also, one more is there. Thank you. Okay. Now I answered all the questions. It has gone back. Yes. So all the questions are answered now. Thank you. So Prabhu, whenever you call me another time, you have to remind me of this topic because I speak to various groups across the globe. If you remind me, that means how to offer prayers from the heart.
Yes.
Whenever you write mail to me next time, you remind me of the topic and I will continue this topic and I'll complete it next time.
Request you if you can open the third door in the month of August for us.
Then Master is coming, is it? Okay, Prabhu. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that we can. Actually, even I am also learning. Recently, I read a book by His Holiness Satyananda Maharaj called as The Living Name. So there he has elaborated more on this. After reading that, I become very thoughtful about this. So I will surely share in the next talk when we meet, whenever you find a convenient time. Let us be in email touch and you can tell me. So thank you all for your attention and brilliant questions. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Narayana Chaitanya Prabhu and Sundarab Sham Prabhu and all other senior leaders here. Thank you all for
very nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. So you all must be planning and preparing for Janmashtami now. Indoor Janmashtami, lockdown Janmashtami. So
Yeah.
Still, it was nice for me to get an opportunity to address all of you. Actually, this topic is something which all of us have to think. Even I am also trying to work on my system of body, mind, and heart in order to improve the chanting. So I really thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Prabhu.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
It was a really wonderful class on body, mind, and soul, and how to pray. This is after 68 years, I am understanding today how to pray. So
that is humility. That's your humility you are saying that.
So thank you so much on behalf of all the devotees of ICC. We thank you so much, and we will be waiting for your next class. That as Govi Pran says, at least by August, you should come back
Thank
to
you.
us again.
Hare Krishna.
So nice, Prabhuji.
Over, huh?
Yes. Or